Percy's new whistle. Percy was shunting trucks at the harbor when Derek arrived. "Afternoon," he said. "Afternoon, Derek," Percy replied. "Can I ask you a question?" asked Derek. "Of course. What is it?" said Percy. "It's about the Ironlux Diesels, Allie and Bert. Did you once scare them with your whistle after they scared you with their horns?" he asked. "Well, yes," replied Percy. "That was long before I had my accident at the harbor." And he began his story. Percy was on the mainland collecting his trucks when he crossed two Class 80 diesel shunters, Allie and Bert. Percy whistled hello to them, but the diesels just laughed. "Cool little whistle," mocking Bert. "Just listen to this." They blew their horns loudly, which made Percy jump. "Diesels can do better than steamies," they hissed. "Rubbish," said Percy. "I'll show you." The next day, Percy was heading back to the mainland to collect more trucks when he saw the diesels idling around the siding. He whistled loudly, and the diesels shivered. "Ha! That'll teach you for blowing your horns loudly at me," he said. A little later, Percy was doing his jobs on Thomas's branch line. He saw Thomas in the siding resting. He remembered when Thomas would tease Gordon with his whistle. Percy came closer and whistled loudly. That made Thomas jump and bump right into the buffers. "Wake up, Thomas. Do some hard work like me." "That's not funny," called Thomas. Then Percy whistled loudly at Bertie at the crossing. Bertie's driver jumped with a start and accidentally stepped on Bertie's footplate. "Whoa!" cried Bertie. "Percy, you nearly caused an accident." But Percy didn't hear him. The next day, the snow came into the island of Sorda, and Percy was delivering milk to Farquhar. He looked around and didn't see anyone. He blew his whistle loudly, and he didn't know that Trevor was on top of the hill. He got scared by the whistle and bumped into the log. The log rolled down the hill and turned into a snowball. Percy was steaming along the line when he saw the snowball. "Bust my buffers!" he gasped. The snowball crashed right into Percy. Snow blew everywhere. Soon Thomas arrived with the breakdown train and Sir Topham Hatt. "Percy," he said sternly, "you have caused a huge disturbance. Whistles are used to let other engines, road vehicles, and signalmen know that they're passing, not for games." "Yes, sir," sighed Percy. The next day, he was heading to the quarry when he saw a huge snowdrift just before the bridge. "Oh no!" he cried. Then he heard Thomas's whistle. Percy knew what to do, so he blew his whistle loudly as he could. Thomas heard Percy's whistle, and he saw the snowdrift up ahead. "Brakes! Brakes!" he yelled, and he stopped just in time. That evening, Percy was proud with Percy. "Well done," he said. "You had saved Thomas from crashing to the snowdrift. You are a really useful engine." "Thank you, sir," said Percy proudly. From then on, Percy now used his whistle safely now. As for Larry and Bert, they were fined out by the control and punished for a week. "Wow," said Derek. "You were so brave to save Thomas from using your whistle." "Yes, indeed," replied Percy. Whistles should always be used safely and not for games.